If you open up the file, it says face edge file. I want to show you another important feature in terms of how the object will look like in your view. So it's called face and edge. So we basically can change how the faces of this different object within the scene gonna be look like, and how the edges. In order to adjust that, you have to go into the view, and down here you see that there's two sets of settings, one for the edge and one for the face. So right now it just the face that you see here is monochrome. So everything in the object, all the faces on the object is basically all within the same color. If I change them to the shaded, you see that they're now a different object. Like for example, window frame is gonna turn to the like a brown, and this like for example glass is turned to like a kind of some sort of a translucent blue thing, and the rest of the scene, if I add any material, is going to be the same thing. So it's all constant color. If I go to the view and then go to the face and then change that one shaded with the texture, now you see that it's a little bit less obvious, but you see that a little bit of the texture of the wood is now appear on my scene. And as I add more material to this the building, that might bring more, for example, texture. So if I go, for example, let's see, just adding, I'm just going to add you, we're going to go over this later on, but I just want to show you here how that's going to be different. So for example, if I add a brick to this wall, if I have a brick, and in my view I would change the face style to just shaded, you see the whole thing as like a more like a different color code sort of thing without any texture. So if I change that one, that's going to give me the texture of the brick as well. If I go to, for example, to the uh, hidden line, you see after I click on it, it just all monochrome, and it just disappear all the line in my drawing. Basically the color of my object will be the same color of my as my background. And change this one to, for example, the wireframe. This time, none of the faces is actually has any color or like texture or anything, and you can see that the rest of the line and faces on the back side of my building. The other option I have here on the face, I can change back to, like for example, let's say go back to the shaded, and then in the shaded I'm gonna change to the X-ray. So now I see some sort of a translucent type of format of my faces, but at the same time I can see what's happening on the back side of my drawing. So let me just go back here and then go and change the face style to like not the extreme, but just a regular object. Now let's play with the lines here. So I can adjust the line setting as well. So if I, for example, go here and then get the depth cube, what's going to happen is that the line that are closer to my perspective is kind of more thicker than the line on the farthest compared to my in relation to my camera. I can do the same thing, and I'm just going to turn this off, and now I'm going to do going to the view, and I'm going to change the back edge. Now I see the back line where the location of different line on the back side of these behind these surfaces, but this time I see them in format of the dash line instead. So these like sets of basically edge style and face style is kind of help you to set up the scene depending on the purpose of your work. Sometimes you're drafting, so you don't need to be bothered with like a texture or something. Sometimes you want to get the realistic view. So it depends on how you're going to work in your drawing.